Hello everyone, welcome to the fifth lecture of the video lecture series on basic computer programming hosted by Coding Chip. Myself Chetan Kamani, lecturer in computer department at Government Polytechnic Jamnagar. In the previous four lectures, I have already discussed about the various things about the algorithm, such as different control structures of the algorithm, as well as I have solved a few examples using different control structure of the algorithm, right? So in this lecture I will discuss different things about the flowchart, such as definition of the flowchart. I will discuss various symbols of the flowchart, and I will discuss general rules of the flowcharting, and I will explain few examples, such as one or two, at the end of this session. Okay, so these are the session outcomes. After attending this session, you will be able to define flowchart. You will be identify different symbols which are used in flowchart, as well as you will be able to list out general rules for designing a flowchart. So before we start actually the definition of flowchart, let us see how does flowchart it look like, right? So this is the definition. You can see, draw a flowchart to find sum of two decimal numbers and print the sum. Okay, so you can see there are various different types of symbols are used to denote different kinds of things. So which symbols, when you have to use which symbol, I will discuss this in this lecture. Okay, so don't worry. So let us see the definition of flowchart. Any graphical representation of an operation to be used to solve a given problem. The flowchart is nothing but the graphical representation of operations such as addition, subtraction, moving of data, etc. to be used to solve a given problem. Or you can define algorithm you can define flowchart in the different ways, such as a flowchart is a graphical representation of an algorithm. Then, or you can either define flowchart like this: it is a graphical representation of a solution of a given problem. Suppose if you want to draw a flowchart for any problem, if you have algorithm for that problem, then it would be very easy for you to design a flowchart, because you have to select different symbols for the particular step. Okay, so there are various symbols there are various symbols there to design a flowchart, but some of the symbols you can use to design a basic flowchart. The very first symbol is terminal symbol, which does look like this. You can see every flowchart has a unique starting point and ending point. The flowchart begins at the start terminator and ends at the stop terminator. Let me show you in the previous example. You can see this is terminal symbol, this is also terminal symbol, this is called starting terminator, and this is called ending terminator. The starting point is indicated with the word start inside the terminator symbol. You can see in the previous example, start is written in the terminator symbol. The ending point is indicated with the word stop inside the terminator symbol. You can see either you can write end or you can write stop. Both are same, right? There can be only one start and one stop terminator. No two start or no more than one stop terminator should be there in flowchart. There is only one start terminator and there is only one stop terminator. If you have any doubt regarding this terminator symbol, then you can write in the comment box. Our next symbol is input output symbol. So what does it use for, right? It is used to denote input and output for the given problem, such as suppose if I asked you to design a flowchart to add two numbers such as decimal numbers, right? So what you have to do, you have to enter two numbers. You are entering numbers through the keyboard. That means you are giving input to the keyboard, and at the end of the flowchart you will get a result of two addition of two numbers. That means you can see the result on the output, sorry, on the monitor. That means if you want to write input kind of things, then you have to use this symbol, and if you want to write output kind of things, then you have to use this symbol, right? in the previous you can see read AB, this symbol is used, input output symbol. You can see the result printing, input output symbol is there. This symbol is used to denote any input output function in the program. I will explain use of this symbol whenever I will use different examples, whenever I will solve different examples. So don't worry, you just have to remember this, what is the use of input output symbol. Thus, if there is any input to the program via an input device like a keyboard, it will be indicated in the flowchart with the help of input output symbol. Similarly, all output instructions for output device like monitors are indicated in the input output symbol. I hope you clear about the input output symbol. Our next symbol is process symbol. Suppose you are designing a flowchart and you have some calculation kind of things, then to show that calculation kind of things you have to use this rectangle symbol as a, you have to use this process symbol. A process symbol is used to represent arithmetic kind of things and data movement instructions in the flowchart. You can see in the previous previous example, this thing, it is used to indicate what? Process, right? C is equal to a plus b, arithmetic kind of things, and the result is a data movement kind of things. All arithmetic process of addition, subtraction, multiplication and division are indicated in the process symbol. The logical process of data movement from one memory location to another is also represented in the process box. I hope you clear about this process symbol. Our next symbol is decision symbol. Whenever you have to take decision on based on certain condition, then you have to, at that time you have to use this decision symbol. The decision symbol is used in flowchart to indicate the point where a decision is to be made and branching done upon the result of the decision to one or more alternative paths. Let me give you an example. Suppose if you want to check whether the given number is odd or even. So what you have to do, suppose n is the variable in which you have store your number, n modulo 2 equal to 0. Then you have to write this into decision symbol, and based on the result you have to follow the flow lines, right? If it is true, if it is false. If it is true, then output would be even number, even number. Otherwise your output would be odd number. This thing is known as labels. I hope you clear about this. The condition for the decision making is written in the decision box, as I have written in the decision box. Based on the condition, flow goes to the particular path. It is also known as diamond symbol. Our next is flow lines. Flow lines is used to indicate the flow. Flow lines are solid lines with arrowheads which indicate the flow of the operation. Let me show you with example. Okay, this is flow lines, arrowhead. This is flow line, this is flow line, this is flow line, right? They show the exact sequence in which the instructions are to be executed. It is used to indicate the control flow. The normal flow of the flow chart is depicted from top to bottom and left to right. So there are other symbols of flow chart which are not common. In this course you do not need to use these symbols because we have to design only basic flowchart. To design basic flowcharts you do not need to use these symbols, but you must have idea about this symbol: alternate process, predefined process, internal storage, document, multi-document, preparation, manual input, manual operation, card, punch step, summer junction, or collate, sort, extract, merge, sorted data, delay. I have just uh, given the name of the symbol. I have not given the use of the different symbols because that is not necessary at this stage for you, right? So as I told you, if you have been asked to design any flowchart, if you have algorithm for that given problem, if you if you have been asked to design a flowchart for that, for any problem, but if you have an algorithm for that problem, then it would be very easy for you to design a flowchart because you just have to select particular symbol for the particular step. Okay, you can see I have given an example here. Draw a flowchart to find the area of the circle of the radius r. Suppose, what is the input in this case? If you have to write algorithm for this, input in our case radius r, output what is in our case area, right? Step 1 in the algorithm, start. Step 2, read r. Step 3, calculate area is equal to pi into r into r, right? Step 4, print area. Step 5, stop. You can see, as I told you, if you have an algorithm, then it would be very easy for you to design a flowchart. Start, you have to use terminal symbol. Read r, it is your input, so you have to use input output symbol. This is your process, so you to indicate this you must have process symbol. Area, this is your output, you must have input output symbol. Stop, this is your stop terminator. I think it would be very easy for you to design a flowchart if you have an algorithm for that problem. I hope things are clear about this. If you have any doubt regarding this, you can write in the comment box. Our next problem, which is same as the previous one: start symbol, terminal symbol, input output symbol. What is first of all, read the definition. Draw flowchart to convert temperature Fahrenheit to Celsius, right? So for this problem you must have temperature in Celsius, you must have temperature in Fahrenheit, then you will have to use the formula to convert that temperature into Celsius, right? The first is your terminator symbol, terminal symbol, start symbol. Then you have to take input from the user, Fahrenheit temperature. Then you have to calculate the you have to convert this Fahrenheit to Celsius. For that you have to use this formula. Then you have to print result. Then you have to end the flowchart. This is known as terminal symbol. This is input output symbol. This is process symbol. This is input output. This is terminal symbol. I hope these things are clear to you, sorry. So there are general rules for flow charting. What are these general rules? Very first one is, every flow chart must have a start point and end point. Second rule, the flow of control in the problem can be shown with the help of arrows. You have to use which line? Arrow lines. And no, but the flow lines should not cross each other, right? You must not have to draw a flow chart with this kind of things. The processing logic within the flowchart should flow from top to bottom or left to right. You have to use conventional flowchart symbols. Each symbol should have one exit point except the decision symbol. As far as possible, each symbol should have one entry point, and in the case of decision symbol it is must. You have to use flow lines or exit and entry points for each and every symbol if possible. Fifth, the instructions written within the various flowchart symbols should be independent of programming language. It must not be dependent on any programming language. The flow lines coming out of decision symbol should be properly labeled. As I told you, true and false. Properly labeled. If the flowchart becomes large and complex, then make use of ordinary connectors symbols to avoid crossing of flow lines. But if you want to draw a flowchart, basic flowchart, then it is very small, so you do not need to use these connectors. I hope these things are clear to you. So these are the references that I have taken to design this PowerPoint presentation. Thank you. If you have any suggestions or if you have any doubts regarding this video lecture, then you can write in the comment box below. And if you have not subscribed my channel, then kindly do subscribe and share to your friends so they can learn about the flowchart. Thank you.